Welcome back, Kiwi Yonkers and all other folks to Sunsaw Gaming. So today we have two matches for you, and they are going to be masteries. The first one here is sent in by our good old friend Marethyu 666 from B-Wing, and he's on Yamato Harbour. Now, this match, very, very unfortunate for Marethyu, but you'll see why as the match progresses. It's a good match though. It is a good match. Marethyu is going to take a very central sort of position here. You can see his mediums have gone out to the medium side of the field as they should. The tank destroyer doesn't look like he's moved too far, but he should be trying to cover those mediums. And the other two heavies on Marethyu's team here, well, I'm not even sure if they do much in this match. But you can see this Tiger 2 over here. Marethyu tries to snap a shot on him. Unfortunately, he does miss. He pulls himself up into a side scraping position while he's on a reload, just in case that Tiger was going to continue to push forward. But since he didn't, it allows Marethyu more than enough time to reload his shell and sit here and wait for the shot. That Tiger will get impatient at some point. But, I mean, take a look at the chat. At this point, Marethyu's team are absolutely raging. Now, they must have been shot by something up at the top past that cap flag, because otherwise the mediums out there would not be going absolutely nuts at the heavies on Marethyu's team. Now, Marethyu is doing his part. He is doing his part. The other two heavies have gone out to the field, which I don't think is a very smart move, considering how late they're trying to push out into the field. Sorry about the little pop-up there. But you can see Marethyu is now in a very, very, very tough spot. He's got a Tiger 2 on the left of him, he's got an Emil on the right of him, and he's got a VK in front of him up top. Now that VK would have been the one that was shooting at the mediums and causing them to basically rage at the heavies. Now, using this position, Marethyu is going to proceed to put damage into the enemy team. I mean, he's going to take some shots like that one there from the Tiger 2. His team are now able to fire at that VK, which is good because that's given him a little bit of fire support. But while they're focused on that VK, they're currently losing on their side of the field because the enemy mediums are pushing on them. So Marethyu's rocking back and forth, just making sure this VK has a difficult time hitting any of the weak spots on his tank. But, I mean, the VK's now switched to HE rounds. He's given up trying to hurt Marethyu with the standard AP, and Marethyu turns, picks up the nice kill there on the Emil. The Tiger 2 once again misses a shot on Marethyu. Now, I don't know about you, but if you miss an SG1, you're not aiming. You're not aiming, man. Like, this tank is slow, it is big. You should hit it. Even if you bounce, you should hit this tank. There's no reason from that distance to miss. But anyway, Marethyu has now got this VK down to a one shot. He's going to line up his shot. He does get, unfortunately, he hits the boat there. His shell doesn't actually hit the VK. But his teammates do pick up the kill. That leaves Marethyu free to deal with the Tiger 2 that was in front of him over here. And that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Now, sitting back here, it's not going to work for him. So he does have to get aggressive. He does have to push on this Tiger 2, and that's exactly what he does. Gets that nice block shot there. Gets around him, waits for the shot on his side. He's not going to be silly. He's not going to fire into his front plate. He used that speed he had to get around on the side, and he does manage to get the nice side scraping angle as well. Notices that the TD is coming out to help his Tiger 2 there, and use the Tiger 2 as a shield. Exactly what you should do. Well done there, Marethyu. And the SU fluffs his shot. Now, Marethyu, you should be dead, man. You should be dead by this point. You're lucky this enemy team is, I don't know if they're under pressure or if they just absolutely suck, but none of them seem to be able to do much to you. In this bat chat, what a legend. Comes flying around the corner, rams into Marethyu, obviously not expecting him to be that close, blames it on the lag, and kills himself basically. Marethyu gets a nice block there from the RHM Borsig, and he's going to go out and try and finish this one off. He's on 5,000 damage currently with 3,000 blocked. So he is pushing in here. He's going after the Borsig. Now, the Borsig makes the silly mistake of coming over the hill. But Marethyu makes the silly mistake of going down and fighting the Borsig. Now, he gets a ram on him, but it wasn't a clean hit. So he doesn't manage to kill the Borsig. And that just because he's close to the Borsig's able to outmaneuver him and get the kill. So that's it for Marethyu's gameplay on this one. Kind of sucks to be him at the moment. That was very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I mean, that ram should have killed him. It should have killed him, by all means. And I feel for you, Marethyu. I really do. And fair call here. My meds can shut up. Like, yeah. I think you've done your part. 5,555 damage with over 3,000 damage blocked. Those mediums can't complain now. And Marethyu's going to try and be helpful. He's going to tell his enemy teammate, the Emil, right here, you know, he's at red spawn. Turn around. Go to red spawn. I don't know if this guy speaks English or not. Or, I don't know if he's just got his chat turned off or something. But he's not listening to the advice of Marethyu, which he really should have done. He really should listen to the advice, because there is only a minute 10 left on the clock. As Marethyu says, you might get a draw. Now, at this point, I would probably try and force a win. I would probably do exactly what Marethyu does and let the enemy Borsig know where this guy is. But he's not given up on him yet. He's telling him at red spawn, not the green spawn. So, I mean, this guy's just not having a bar of it. He's not going to listen. The Borsig does ask, where is he? And Marethyu happily obliges. Now, I would have done the same. I would have told him where he was, purely because this guy here is on full hit points. He's got 3 shells in the chamber, and that Borsig is a one-shot. So if that Borsig decided to come driving out this way and was spotted by the Emil first, he might be able to get the kill. However, the Emil is spotted first. The Borsig bounces a shot off his turret and just runs. He just runs. But the Emil made the mistake of stopping there. If he had kept driving, there may have been a chance he could have clipped that Borsig trying to go over that hill. So, unfortunately, this one is a draw, and there were far too many players in this game that don't know what they're doing. Please, guys, learn the game. Learn the game. Watch my videos. Watch anyone else's videos. All the other YouTubers. They're doing stuff that will teach you as well. Go join Primetime Academy. There are guys there that will help you learn the game. Go learn the game. There shouldn't be that many bad players in a match, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I expect 1 or 2 bad players a match, but when you got teams like those, that is just ridiculous. Great job to you there, Marethyu. Thanks for sending it in. Now, next up, we do have BBallPlaya. He is on Naval Frontier, and he's driving the Kranvagn. Now, the Kranvagn's one of those tanks. You have to be in the enemy line of sight with this thing to be effective. You have to be in the mix, you have to be brawling, but not brawling in a way that they can shoot you. You have to use this tank's armor profile just to balance out the very, very bad DPM that it's got. And BBallPlaya does an amazing job of it in this match. And you're going to see. We're going to go through this match, and he'll show you just what you need to do in the Kranvagn. Now, on this map I should say, sorry, I do like going down here to A, especially in a heavy tank. This little piece right here though, I wouldn't suggest doing what BBall done there. He got very lucky. There could have been a tank destroyer sitting up in that bush as well, and it could have absolutely hammered him. If you're ever going past there, just drive, aim at the spot, take a blind shot, and keep driving. Never stop there, in my opinion. But again, that is just my opinion. BBallPlaya does get a nice trade out of that shot though, on the medium tank that shot him. But it's hit points he didn't need to lose. He does pick up a nice bounce there from the waffle as he comes around the corner. The waffle just hitting him in the turret, and BBall having a little laugh about it. Lol. And right here, you're about to see the amazing spool liner. Now, he just shot that waffle with an HE shell and only done 400 damage. That's because there's a spool liner in the game now for the grill, the waffle, and the Borsig guys, and it reduces damage from HE rounds. So many people haven't learnt this yet. I was out in my grill yesterday, just running around, taking shots from people because I'm no longer afraid of HE rounds. Anyway, BBallPlaya has managed to pick up the kill there on that T110E5, who tried to push up top. Silly on his part, especially when there's an autoloader sitting right there. You never know how many shells they've got, especially with the auto reloaders like the Kranvagn. And he paid for it. Now, his teammate does die there. He is now up here facing this IS-4, and he's just going to try and put a shell into him. Unfortunately, he does hit the gun of the IS-4. The IS-4 looked at him at just the right moment to get that bounce. It wasn't intentional, but it worked out in his favour. But he's still going to stay here. He's going to stay focused with him. His second teammate has now died. So there's 3 dead teammates on that hill currently. It is now a 2 versus 5. He does have a tank destroyer behind him, giving him support. But BBall is not going to back down. He is in a hull down spot. He is in a Kranvagn. Now, that one guy, he's able to pull forward just far enough to be able to get shots into the hull of BBall's tank there, which is damaging his driver. But other than that, BBall's position here is relatively decent. He is able to get the damage out. He is able to block a fair few shots. Nice max roll there into the Chieftain's tracks, forcing him to use his repair kit. Great work. BBall pulls himself back down, gets himself into a more hull down position. He is now put down to a 1-shot by this Chieftain Mark 6. And he's going to decide, right, that's it, I've got to pull up over this ridge. BBall's teammate gets a nice shot into him, and BBall gets a very, very lucky bounce there from the Chieftain, who just fluffed his kill shot on the side of BBall's tank, which is very unfortunate. Now, the Chieftain does fire there. I think he's tried to hit the back of BBall's tank, but just completely missed, which allows BBall to pick up the kill and pull out of this position, get himself back into a hull down spot, and this M103, he's going to pull up like a dummy, get punished for it, and still not get a shot on BBall. Now, BBall's doing the right thing. He's going to push around, move out of the way, turret. Anyway, he's going to push around, he's going to try and get on the back of this M103, and hopefully pick up the kill. I mean, he is a 1-shot for BBall, but BBall is also a 1-shot for him. Now, this M103 could HE him and get lucky. I've seen it happen enough times, but it's probably worth trying to wait for the good shot. Now, unluckily, BBall hits the bricks of the castle there. Sneaky shot trying to go for his cheeks though. But he does manage to pick up the kill in the end, which now leaves it down to a 1 versus 1, and he's up against an object chaser, who this whole time has been driving across from base C. Gets an unlucky shot that bounces off the side of the object there. You could actually see a thin red line through the middle of the tank, and that is exactly where he hit. Very unfortunate. That should not have bounced at all. But he does the right thing. BBall backs himself up, gets himself in behind this dead tank here, and just reloads his shell. He has no reason to pull forward and get shot by this object. I mean, the object can just HE him, which nobody wants. Anyway, he's going to continue using this dead tank for cover. He's just going to keep reloading these shells. He's got a minute 50 on the clock. The points are only going up slowly. He's got all the time in the world. Now, the object decides he's going to go and try and cap B, which, alright, smart decision, but maybe not under the circumstances. BBall pulls forward, gets 1 shot into him, very nice, goes for a 2nd shot, HE into the back of the turret, gets a nice fire, gets a 3rd shot on him, oof, leaves the object on 29 hit points. Now, BBall's just backed up here, he's out of line of sight, he's reloading his shells, he's resetting his camo. Now this object doesn't know which way BBall is going to come at him. And that's useful. That is what you need. Now, BBall is going to still play very cautiously. He doesn't know which way that this tank destroyer is facing, and like I said, the tank destroyer, all he needs to do is fire an HE shell and get him. He has the cap advantage. He just needs to sit there and wait. BBall has to do all of the movement. BBall's going to have to push on him and take him out, unless he does something stupid like that. He pulls out, BBall picks up the kill, picks up the win, probably sitting in his chair right now laughing his head off, because he was in a very dangerous situation if that TD had just stayed behind the wall. Picks up the ace mastery there, top gun, high caliber, steel wool, gets the Kolobanovs. I mean, There is just so much going on there, and that was in a ratings battle match. Nice to see you gain 82 points there. 6,500 damage, 5 kills. Absolutely stellar work in the Kranvagn. Did get lucky with that chieftain, but that sort of stuff happens. So thanks for sending that in, BBall. It was a great match to watch. And until next time, guys, stay safe, use cover. Cheers. And subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. It helps.